At the start of the story, we see a temple where many Buddha statues are placed, and suddenly, a person appears and starts breaking all those statues. This person is holding a doll, shaking violently, as if a soul is trapped inside it. And then, we are shown that this person is actually a small girl, and she says, "Even if you are trapped inside a bathroom, I will find you." Then, the scene shifts to a university in Japan, where a boy has just taken admission, and his name is Kitaro. As soon as he finishes his speech and comes outside, he meets his friend named Eiko, and she clicks a photo with him. But suddenly, we see that because of a curse, the photo also gets ruined. This makes Kitaro very angry and worried, and he says, "It seems like I have cursed you too." But Eiko tells him this is not his fault at all, and that she was the one who asked him to take the photo. Then Kitaro explains that whenever anyone takes a photo with him, the same thing happens. After that, we are told more about Kitaro, that he always wears a glove on one hand, and when he was in high school, a spirit put a curse on him, which is why he keeps that glove on his hand. And we are also told that all spirits are naturally drawn toward Kitaro, and because of this his friend also got cursed, after which he stayed locked inside his room for 2 whole years. Then Eiko and her family motivate him to go outside, and he gets ready to live a normal life again. On the other hand, Eiko finds a job for him, and after explaining everything she leaves, after which Kitaro goes to the place she told him about, which turns out to be a private coaching center, where a man tells Kitaro that he has to tutor a little girl named Yayoi. And hearing this, Kitaro gets extremely scared because he has not talked to anyone for a very long time. Then in the next scene, we again see the same little girl holding a candle and going into a room filled with cursed dolls, while she keeps saying, "Come out, come out." Then the next morning, Kitaro goes to her house to tutor her, but he realizes that this house belongs to his friend Eiko. And as soon as he rings the bell, Eiko comes outside and asks if he needs something, and Kitaro tells her that he has come to tutor a small girl. Hearing this, Eiko becomes very happy, and then she tells him that Yayoi is her cousin. When they go inside, Kitaro gets completely shocked after seeing her and says, "Hey, who is this, and who are you living with?" Yayoi points toward his hand and says that there is a very scary spirit inside his hand. Hearing this, Kitaro gets shocked and realizes that Yayoi can also see spirits just like him. Then Kitaro notices that the doll in her hand also contains a spirit and tells her to let it go. But suddenly, Yayoi starts choking the doll's neck and says, "Please forgive it, it scared you." Seeing all this, Kitaro is already terrified, but then he remembers how Eiko helped him live a normal life again, and he tells Yayoi that he is ready to teach her, and from today onward, he will be her tutor. Then in the next scene, they make him sit in a car and take him somewhere and tell him that now that you are here, you can easily drive the ghost away. But Kitaro angrily says, "Hey, I don't know how to exorcise ghosts. I am not some tantric or baba." After that, they reach in front of a telephone booth, and Eiko explains that this telephone booth is completely cursed, and many people once killed a girl here who used to take expensive gifts from her lovers, and those same lovers killed her here. And since then, this telephone booth has been cursed. Eiko says that whoever tries to go inside or talk on this phone gets killed by that girl. Hearing all this, Kitaro gets extremely scared, but suddenly he sees Yayoi going inside the telephone booth, and he pulls her out and asks if she is okay, saying that he cannot see any ghost here. But even then, Kitaro can still sense the ghost as if it is right nearby. Then he goes inside and tries to make a call, and from inside he starts hearing very strange voices saying, "Hurry up, hurry up!" And suddenly, the entire telephone booth starts filling with blood. Yayoi pulls Kitaro outside and puts her doll inside the telephone booth, and the ghost brutally tears the doll apart. And when Kitaro and Eiko see this, their fear completely explodes, and they run away from there. Then in the next scene, all of them return home, where Kitaro is teaching Yayoi and asks her if she can really see spirits, and she replies that she can see them and also catch them. Then Eiko explains to Kitaro that a few years ago Yaoi's parents died, and since then she has been living with her, and she likes going to haunted places so that she can try to find the spirits of her mom and dad again. After that, we are shown Yaoi's past, where she is happily spending time with her mom and dad, laughing and enjoying, but suddenly everyone meets with an accident, but Yai survives it, and after that her IQ becomes much sharper than before, because of which she is able to see not only humans but also ghosts, and she sees that an evil spirit takes her mother's soul away with it, and since then she can still see her father's soul, but she never sees her mother's soul again. And Eiko is telling Kitaro all of this, explaining that this is the reason why Yayoi keeps going to haunted places again and again so that she can find her mother once more. Then the scene changes from here, and all of them once again reach the same telephone booth. But Kitaro is still extremely scared, and just by looking at him it feels like he has both peed and messed his pants in fear. Kitaro is holding a small statue in his hand that is supposed to protect him from the evil spirit, but suddenly we see that his gloved hand drags him inside the phone booth, and he gets so scared that it feels like he's about to die. Then the spirit starts choking Kitaro's neck, because of which the Buddha statue slips from his hand and falls down, and he thinks, "Why is this statue not working? Looks like I am done for." But Yai sees that the Buddha statue is actually working. It is just that this spirit is extremely dangerous. Then in the next scene, Yai pulls out 2 weapons from behind her waist and jumps into the air, saying to the spirit that if you want to choose violence, moments, then take this. And she uses the Buddha statue to launch a powerful attack on the booth, completely destroying it. And now a loud screaming voice starts coming from the phone, after which she cuts the phone wires as well. And then she comes to Kitaro and tells him that there is no need to panic, no matter how strong it is. She is with him and she will always help him. As all of them are heading back home, Kitaro once again senses the same spirit because the phone is still with Yai. After reaching home, Kitaro becomes very disturbed and cannot understand what just happened to him. And then Eiko tells him that when he was talking on the phone, he had a very evil smile on his face. And Kitaro wonders if he really did that, thinking that the more he tries to run away from these things, the more he gets trapped in them. And then he asks Yai if they will have to go there again. But she replies that they do not need to go back because nothing is left there anymore. Then we see inside Yai's room that the same telephone booth spirit is being tortured and bullied by other spirits. While on the other side, Yai asks Kitaro if he knows about Kodoku. And hearing this, he gets shocked and asks Kodoku or Kukuduku. Then Yai explains that it means putting many poisonous insects together inside a jar so that they torture and kill each other, and whoever survives goes on to torture others. Kitaro is already terrified, so he tells Yai that if she ever needs anything, she can tell him. Then in the next scene, Kitaro walks while thinking that he barely managed to get a normal life, but he has once again gotten stuck in all this mess. And as soon as he reaches Eiko's house, Yai opens the door, and seeing the doll in her hand, he gets extremely scared. While they are sitting and talking, Yai tells him that they need to go to another haunted place, but Kitaro clearly refuses and makes an excuse, saying that a spirit once cursed him, and for its treatment, he has to go places again and again, so he cannot go with them. But in the very next moment, all of them are sitting inside a car, making it clear that they have convinced Kitaro to come along. Though his condition is really bad because he is trapped again, Kitaro does not understand why Eiko keeps supporting Yai so much. Yai asks him if he really has to go again and again for his treatment, and he replies that yes, he does. Then Eiko tells him that the temple they are going to today has a priest who is actually Kitaro's grandmother. After that, all of them reach the temple while joking and enjoying on the way. But as soon as Kitaro's grandmother sees Yai, she gets extremely angry at her and shouts, "Why did you bring her here? This girl is very dangerous. Take her away from here." And she also says that this is the same girl who broke 5 Buddha statues, to which Yai replies, "Not 5, 7, making her even angrier. But Kitaro tries to calm her down, and she snaps at him asking why he is stopping her. After Kitaro convinces her, her anger cools down and she lets Yai go with a warning, then tells Kitaro to come with her because it is time to exorcise the curse. Then his grandmother and another person start performing the curse exorcism on his hand, and his grandmother tells him that if he eats well and exercises daily, evil spirits will not overpower him. Kitaro thinks that if his grandmother was not with him, he would never have been able to live a normal life. Yai tries to peek into the room, but Eiko stops her and shows her a photo of Kitaro's hand, which has many tiny white veins all over it that look very strange. Then his grandmother uses a divine sword to cut all those veins, and once the curse exorcism is complete, Kitaro and his grandmother come outside, both completely exhausted, and then Eiko and Yai also arrive there. Yai asks if she can keep those veins, and his grandmother casually agrees and says that anyway Yai likes spooky things. And then she tells them that there is a very dangerous doll in the basement of this temple and that no one is allowed to go there at all. It is said that no one is allowed to go there. Then we are shown Kitaro walking on the road when he finds a doll, and he feels that this doll might have been accidentally left behind by his grandmother. So he takes it and starts going toward the temple basement, a place where entry is forbidden for everyone. And Kitaro's grandmother explains that whoever goes into the basement, all the dolls kept there try to take over that person's body. On the way, Kitaro finds a doll wearing red clothes and carries it toward the basement, while on the other side, his grandmother explains that these dolls are extremely dangerous, and among them, there is one especially dangerous Japanese doll wearing red clothes. Then we are shown the scene inside the temple basement where Kitaro is sitting with that same doll, and many other dolls are around him, their red eyes glowing, which means Kitaro has already fallen under their control. And suddenly, all the hair of that doll starts entering Kitaro's mouth and he regains consciousness. He tries to pull it out but fails, and Kitaro is about to faint when Yai suddenly arrives and uses her divine sword to cut the doll's hair and scolds it, asking who gave you permission to possess humans. Then she beheads it and warns all the dolls that if any of them tries to possess a human again, she will cut their head off. Do you understand? Hearing this, all the dolls return to normal. Then Kitaro's grandmother and Eiko also arrive there, and Kitaro thinks that Yai saved his life without caring about her own. Now all of them get ready to leave, and Kitaro tells his grandmother that now he can say this clearly, that Yai is a good girl and she is his first student. So he wants to take care of her, but his grandmother warns him that the Buddha statues she broke might trouble him on the way, so he should take a gift for them and pray so that he stays safe. While leaving, Kitaro buys Yai a small gift that contains many Buddha statues, and in return she says that she will take him to her room and show him her doll collection. In the next scene, she brings him to her room, and as soon as Kitaro enters, he gets completely shocked and says, "Is this what I think it is?" "Yes, it is." Then Yai explains that she has trapped many powerful evil spirits inside her room. Then she brings that doll forward and connects its head using Kitaro's cut cut veins. And seeing all this, Kitaro's fear multiplies several times. The moment Yai touches the doll, blood starts flowing from its eyes, and Kitaro thinks that he believed he would take care of her, but the closer he gets to her, the farther he moves from his normal life and feels that he is completely trapped. Just then, Eiko suddenly places her hand on Kitaro's shoulder from behind, and his fear spikes even more. But Eiko explains everything to him, saying that ever since Yai came here, nothing bad has happened, so he can calm down. It seems she cannot see spirits and is just saying nonsense. And just then, Yai comes out of the room and says she will not let anything happen to anyone, including Kitaro, but for that she needs his nails, which shocks him. In the next scene, Kitaro goes again to tutor her even though he does not want to, but he remembers how much Eiko helped him, so he goes. And when Eiko opens the door, Kitaro sees that she is completely fine and unharmed. Eiko tells him that since Yai came, there has been no trouble at all, when suddenly Yai appears and starts cutting Kitaro's nails, and he shouts asking what she is doing. He tries to teach her, but Yai keeps chasing his nails, and Kitaro clearly refuses, saying he will not give her his nails. Then Eiko suggests going to another haunted place, but as usual, Kitaro refuses. And when Eiko insists, he gets angry, after which both of them sit in the car, and Yai asks him if he will come with them. But Kitaro angrily refuses again. Yai says she thought he liked spooky things, and even his curse, but Kitaro shouts that he hates it, and if he could, he would throw it away. Hearing this, Yai gets disappointed and tells Eiko to start the car, and both of them leave while talking about Kitaro. On the way, Yai says that Kitaro's curse can be removed, which makes Eiko happy, and they go to buy some supplies. Kitaro also walks into a mall to buy something that might help Yai study. On the way, Yai tells Eiko that they are going to a divine city where there is a temple where children who were killed before being born are buried, and that place has many Buddha statues showing mothers and children. Yai explains that there is a goddess spirit there that has turned evil. As they travel, they see many ghosts on the road. Then, they reach the temple and Yai gets ready to enter, telling Eiko that if she does not return within 1 hour, she should bring help. Standing in front of the temple, Yai thinks that she saw many spirits on the way, but here she can sense only one, which means the rest are hiding inside. As she enters the temple, she sees many Buddha statues, but the place is deserted and full of spirits. Then we are told that many children's spirits exist there who have not attained salvation and have merged into one powerful evil spirit, including many small spirits. Yai notices the goddess spirit surrounded by children's souls and says that Kitaro, to fix you today, I will hunt this goddess. But the spirit attacks her and a Buddha statue crashes behind her. The children's spirits drop the statue on Yai, while on the other side, Eiko waits anxiously. Yai manages to escape into the forest while dodging the spirits, even though she is already injured. Then she takes out paper dolls and ties her hair to them, and it is explained that when she does this, the paper dolls become her duplicates and follow her commands. Suddenly, a child spirit appears and Yai says, "You came at the perfect time. I was waiting for you." After more than an hour, Eiko goes to Kitaro for help, but he refuses at first, until Eiko tells him that Yai is doing all this for him, after which Kitaro agrees. Meanwhile, Yai keeps running from the goddess spirit, but falls down, and just as the spirit is about to attack her, Yai places a paper doll in front, making the spirit think it is a child, so it retreats, and Yai uses this chance to escape and trick all the spirits with her paper dolls and returns home. Kitaro also comes to the temple to save her, terrified but determined, calling out to her, and when Yai sees him, she is shocked to see many spirits behind him, so she quickly breaks a finger off a statue, jumps into Kitaro's arms, and Kitaro immediately runs away carrying her. But while escaping, Eiko's car gets a small scratch, and since Kitaro is a good person, he ends up paying the cost. In the evening, Kitaro carries Yai on his back and thanks her for everything she did for him. Yai remembers her parents and starts crying, then says that if anyone ever harms her friends, she will not forgive them, and tells Kitaro that he is a very good friend and she will tell him everything at home. In the next scene, they return home, where Kitaro takes Yai to her room and she explains that if a human's personal item is put inside a doll, all misfortune meant for that human transfers to the doll. As she opens her room, Kitaro sees many dolls badly damaged, and Yai explains that all attacks meant for her fall on these dolls, and every doll contains a part of her like hair or nails, and she says that this is how she has protected everyone. Hearing this, Kitaro is completely shocked, realizing that this little girl truly thinks far ahead. She tells all the dolls kept there that whatever happened today was all caused by this finger, and it does not contain any part of her, so they can do whatever they want with it. And all the dolls kept there get extremely angry because they have suffered a lot of damage. All these spirits start attacking the spirit inside the finger, brutally torturing it, and it keeps begging Yai to please save it. Kitaro watches all this in shock and finally understands how Yai controls spirits. Kitaro asks her why she is doing all this and why she needs so many spirits. Yai explains that the spirit that captured her mother's soul is extremely strong, and to fight it, she needs many powerful spirits. Yai says that if her leg was not injured, she would have brought the entire statue itself, which could have removed Kitaro's curse much faster. Kitaro says that if his curse can be removed this way, then the girl who was cursed because of him can also be freed, and that girl is none other than Eiko. Then we are shown a past scene where Eiko removed her glove and showed her hand to Yaoi, and Yaoi was shocked to see that Eiko had the exact same curse on her hand as Kitaro. Then in the present, Yaoi explains to Kitaro that if they destroy the very spirit that cursed both of them, the curse will disappear. Hearing this, Kitaro is a little stunned. Then he starts thinking about Eiko and realizes that he can free her this way, after which he tells Yaoi that he needs some time to think. Yaoi tries hard to convince him that by doing this he can return both of their lives to normal, and Kitaro again starts thinking about how Eiko helped him live a normal life and also wonders whether he should step back into the very things he always tried to run away from. Then we see a morning scene where Eiko is getting ready to go to college but cannot decide what to wear, and Kitaro tells her to hurry up and wear anything because they are getting late, and she replies casually that she can go by car anyway. After that they leave for college, and as soon as Eiko reaches there, many students surround her and invite her to join different clubs like the computer lab and science lab. Then many girls gather around Eiko, and seeing this, Kitaro thinks that Eiko's social life is really good, yet she still stays with him, and he keeps blaming himself that Eiko got cursed because of him, when suddenly Eiko comes to him and asks if he also wants to join her and says she wants to study in the same class as him. Now both of them sit and talk, where Eiko suggests that Kitaro should join a haunted studies course, but Kitaro refuses, thinking that Eiko has always liked spooky things, but because of him she stayed away from them. Then Eiko starts doing emotional drama, and Kitaro finally agrees. In the next scene, they enter the ghost-themed classroom where the teacher warns everyone that the story they are about to hear is extremely scary and also a true incident, telling them to keep their eyes and ears open and hold their hearts steady. Then he tells them about a cassette called Soshai, in which a boy burned himself to death, and he says that whoever watches this video ends up doing the same thing in real life. Hearing this, Kitaro gets even more scared, thinking he is going to die again. Then the video starts playing and we see a boy sitting, while many shadows around him help spread kerosene, and when the boy sits back on the chair, he looks exactly like Kitaro, shocking both Kitaro and Eiko, and the next moment the boy sets himself on fire and the video ends, meaning the film is over. The teacher also gets shocked and says that when he watched this video earlier it was not like this, and saying that he runs away shouting that he is going to call a tantric. Within moments, the entire class empties and only these three kids remain. Then Yaoi notices that the doll she has starts burning on its own, and she tells them that this doll contains their nails, and if it did not, they would all be dead by now. Then Yaoi pours salt on the tape and blood starts coming out of it, and she explains that this spirit is much stronger than her own spirit, which is why the doll burned. After that, she locks the cassette spirit inside a box and plays the same video in front of it so that the curse rebounds onto the spirit itself. But as soon as Yaoi plays the video, Kitaro's hand starts burning. He quickly puts it out but gets completely terrified, unable to understand what is happening to him. Now they think about running away but realize they cannot escape by car or train because everyone's lives would be in danger, and since the curse is on Kitaro, others can be dragged along too, so he tells both of them to leave and that he will handle everything alone. Kitaro becomes extremely distressed when Eiko sits beside him and reminds him of the time Kitaro saved her during an accident. Kitaro also remembers how Eiko always supported him, and tears fill his eyes as he agrees to go with them. After that, they sit in the car, and Kitaro is completely stripped except for a cloth tied around his hand, so the ghost cannot burn him and any fire can be extinguished easily. As soon as the car starts, Yaoi also plays the video inside the garden, and the next moment Kitaro's hand catches fire, so he sticks it out of the window to put it out, which works, but then the carton box starts shaking violently and his hand catches fire again, and the fire keeps getting stronger, making Yaoi realize that the spirit is using all its power. When the light turns green, Eiko accelerates the car, finally extinguishing the fire on Kitaro's hand and stopping the box from shaking. Yaoi feels that the spirit has been defeated and takes it to her room, and as they return after treating Kitaro's hand, Eiko explains what happened to that man in the past, saying he was bullied badly and later his family was also harassed, which drove him to burn himself alive, and after that his spirit killed those people and the curse kept spreading one by one. Then we are shown Yaoi's past where she holds the same grass doll and says that since you hurt Kitaro, you will be punished. While talking, they reach home, and Eiko enters her cupboard where many pictures of Kitaro are pasted, revealing that Eiko is actually a psycho who loves Kitaro deeply and keeps putting herself in danger so that Kitaro will save her and come closer to her. After that, Kitaro goes to meet his school friends to stay away from ghosts and connect more with people. Then we see a flashback where Eiko bought many things for him so that he could blend in well and look handsome. The story returns to the present where Kitaro is extremely nervous about how to talk to people, when suddenly a man named Nagayama, the club head, comes and motivates him before leaving, filling Kitaro with determination as he decides to make new friends no matter what. While on the other side, Eiko keeps a close watch on Kitaro, even monitoring his heartbeat. When Yaoi suddenly appears and shocks Eiko, asking what she was doing and if she was crying, Yaoi pretends to talk casually and traps Eiko, checks her laptop, and realizes that all the clothes Eiko bought for Kitaro contain sensors, meaning she is fully monitoring him. Yaoi asks if she truly loves Kitaro, and Eiko admits that she loves him deeply, when suddenly ghostly voices voices start coming out of the laptop, and Eiko says it is normal because such sounds always come from around Kitaro. Then we see Kitaro arrive at a place with two people trying to befriend them, introducing himself as Kitaro from the literature department and asking their names. And after they introduce themselves, silence falls again as Kitaro struggles to figure out what to say next. They sit there monitoring Kitaro and also make very nasty fun of him. And Eiko explains that whenever we talk to someone, we should keep asking them questions again and again so the conversation keeps going. After that, the same guy comes back to Kitaro, the club president named Nagayama, and tells Kitaro that after the party ends, he should come with him to his house. In the next scene, we see that Kitaro agrees to go with him, and many other people are also there. And Nagayama takes all of them toward his house while telling them many things on the way, but suddenly Kitaro senses a ghost nearby and tells Nagayama about it. And hearing this, Nagayama gives an evil smile and starts telling Kitaro a story, saying, "Hey kid, do you know that at Rio University there is a club where people keep committing suicide, and whenever new students join it, they also die one by one. Yet the club never shuts down. Many students kept joining and dying like this." Kitaro asks why the club has not been stopped till now, and Nagayama says it is impossible because whenever such incidents happen, the club changes its name, and no one has ever been able to identify it. And he even says that everything about that club changes except one name, and he feels that name is behind all of this. Hearing all this, Kitaro gets extremely scared, and Nagayama says that the person making all this happen also dies along with the students but comes back to life again and again, changing his face every time, which is why catching him is so difficult. Kitaro listens to all this very carefully as they walk, and Nagayama asks him if he wants to know that person's name, saying his name is Nagayama. And in the next moment, Kitaro faints because Nagayama had mixed medicine in his water. On the other side, Yai and Eiko are also watching all this, and Yai tells Eiko that before it is too late, they must help Kitaro. So both of them rush out to save him, and when Kitaro opens his eyes, he sees that a noose is tied around his neck, his mouth is sealed, and many people are around him with nooses around their necks as well. Yai and Eiko rush swiftly to save Kitaro. Yai checks where the tea department is and is shocked to see that 133 people have already died there, but she cannot understand why a spirit that kills so many students is staying in the tea department. Then, Eiko explains that the tea department is very close to Rio University and new students come there every year, which gives the spirit more victims, and that spirit's name is Nagayama. After some time, both of them reach there, and as soon as they enter, they see Nagayama standing there with Kitaro hanging by the noose, and he lifts Yai up with one hand, but Yai quickly stuffs a wine bottle into his mouth, making him furious. Then he tries to burn all of them, but Yai throws his lighter away and asks him why he still wants to kill everyone, even though the ghost inside him has already left, and in the next moment, she attacks him with the wine bottle and knocks him unconscious in one blow. Then we are told that this man's real name is Maki, and not Nagayama, and Nagayama is the name of the spirit that was inside him earlier but has now come out. Yai ties him up and asks who gave him the right to kill so many people. After that, they bring everyone down and try to escape before the police arrive, but Kitaro cannot understand why the ghost was using hanging to kill everyone. Then the spirit returns to this man's body again and kills itself, and Kitaro once again senses a powerful ghost nearby. Yai explains that the man is already dead, and his soul was eaten by the spirit Nagayama, which made it even stronger, and she clears Kitaro's doubt that the spirit used hanging because when someone dies that way, the victim's soul and Nagayama's soul come to the same level, making it easier for the spirit to devour them. Then we see a small doll in Yai's hand in which she has trapped Nagayama's soul, and we are told that from that day onward, suicide stopped happening there. While returning, Kitaro feels very upset and says that once again he could not make new friends and feels like he is getting even more stuck in these things than last year and his life is getting ruined. Yai explains that he does not go toward ghosts. Ghosts are attracted to him, so he should learn to fight them, and Eiko agrees. Then Kitaro asks how they found her location, and Yai jokes that girls have a sixth sense. After that, they go out camping, and Kitaro feels they brought him there so he could forget the old incident. Eiko says Yai has been with her for a long time but never forced her to go out, but now that Kitaro is here, they can all go out together. Then both girls start teasing Kitaro and making fun of him, after which Kitaro and Yai go fishing but fail to catch even a single fish, instead catching frogs and other things. Yai asks if he is now ready to support her in catching ghosts, and Kitaro says he has not thought about it yet and asks what problems she is facing, worrying that if his curse spreads to his whole body or if something happens to Yai or Eiko, but Yai suggests a competition instead, saying whoever catches more fish will decide, yet neither of them catches any fish. Tired, they return to the camp where Eiko has already cooked food. They eat happily and sleep at night, but only Eiko sleeps while Kitaro and Yai keep chatting. Eiko takes him for a walk and they talk deeply. Eiko tells him she has been researching their curse for a long time so both of them can be freed, and says she goes to haunted places to remove the curse, shocking Kitaro, and the next moment Eiko confesses her love to him, saying she likes him too, and asks if she can go to places full of ghosts. She just wants a promise that wherever she goes, Kitaro will go with her, and Kitaro thinks that no matter what he must remove both of their curses and promises her. But while returning suddenly, Eiko sees a spirit on a bridge jumping down and gets terrified, asking Kitaro if he saw it too. But Kitaro sees nothing and denies it. Later, while sleeping at the camp, the same bridge ghost appears and Kitaro sees Eiko walking toward the bridge as if possessed. He grabs her and wakes Yai. Yai explains that Eiko is possessed by a spirit that is controlling her and is hard to trap in a mindless doll. Kitaro explains what Eiko told him about the bridge, so they take her there while Yai watches from behind to attack at the right time. Kitaro calls Yai and tells her he can see a ghost on the bridge, and she confirms she sees it too. They explain the plan to free Eiko, but it fails, and Eiko still tries to jump. Kitaro tries to stop her when many ghosts suddenly appear and start tearing at Yai's dolls. Then the ghosts attack Kitaro, and he falls down with Eiko, but a rope tied to his waist saves them. Yai realizes the ghosts used Eiko as bait to attack Kitaro and wanted to kill him from the start. The ghosts try to pull the soul out of the doll, but Yai throws salt, forcing them back, trapping one ghost. Yai counts to 3 and threatens it to enter the doll or be eaten by the others, terrifying it into obeying. Yai explains there are 10 spirits here, and they have captured 2. Then we see a flashback of Kitaro and Yai planning to use him as bait. Back in the present, as Kitaro carries Eiko toward the water, many ghosts follow, and one possesses Eiko again, making Kitaro panic and fall. Eiko tries to force a ghost into his mouth, but Kitaro drinks a bottle from his pocket, shown in a flashback where Yai gave him wine to expel ghosts and rice dolls to trap them. And they execute the plan. Yai captures many ghosts and explains that the temple ghost has eaten another spirit. Then she pulls out screwdrivers and stabs them into the dolls, warning the ghosts to enter the dolls or face worse, terrifying them into obeying. She demands to know who possessed Eiko, and when they stay silent, she cuts a doll, making them fight each other until the guilty one is revealed. Yai threatens it with eternal decay inside her doll. The temple ghost eats it. The remaining dolls burst, and they bring Eiko back to camp to rest. At night, Eiko wakes and holds Kitaro's hand, saying she remembers nothing, but knows he helped her a lot, then confesses her love, shocking Kitaro, who finally replies, "I love you too." Later at home, Kitaro promises to help catch ghosts and remove both their curses, but Eiko secretly listens and smiles creepily, hinting she has her own plans. And after that, Kitaro fully prepares to hunt ghosts with Yai, still confused about why so many ghosts gathered at the bridge, and Yai explains the 3 reasons ghosts gather together, then talks about the deadly spirit that captured her mother's soul, naming it the Ghost of Death, and we see that spirit devouring smaller souls along with her mother's voice. Then Yai gives Kitaro a coin that shows ghost locations. They prepare to leave. Eiko joins, saying Kitaro promised to take her everywhere. Kitaro grows nervous, recalling how Eiko forced him to call her his girlfriend, and now thinks he must protect both Yai and Eiko. Yai reassures him, and he wishes to become strong like her. Then they arrive at a huge tunnel called S Tunnel, known as the most haunted place in the city, where a woman's spirit and her child appear, sometimes crawling behind cars or hanging upside down. And if someone walks through it, the ghost grabs their hand, terrifying Kitaro while exciting the girls. Eiko even brings a camera. Kitaro touches something strange on the tunnel wall, and Eiko suddenly holds his hand, making him happy. But when he looks back, she is far away, shocking him. Yai pulls out a doll to catch the spirit, but it vanishes. They rush back into the car and enter the tunnel again. Yai explains ghosts cannot enter cars unless invited, but suddenly, a ghost appears in front of them, and Yai rams it with the car, explaining the 3 types of ghosts, then opens the door and gives Kitaro a doll. And when the ghost enters, Kitaro catches it, terrified, thinking it is his last day, then realizing the presence beside him is only his imagination. They reach home, but the tunnel ghost follows Kitaro inside, attacks him while he sleeps, and Yai realizes the ghost tricked them and rushes with Eiko to save him, where Yai enters the room alone, and we see a flashback of Yai and Eiko planning how to catch this ghost and its exact location. They already know from before that this ghost can create illusions, and Yai figures out that the ghost is hiding behind the door, so she stays alert. Then in the present, Yai rips off the ghost's hair and tries to choke its neck, making the spirit struggle badly for breath. Yai tells it to leave Kitaro, and as soon as the ghost lets go of Kitaro, Yai says that she never said she would let it go too, and she traps it inside her doll. Then we see a morning scene where the 3 of them are calmly having breakfast together, and Kitaro feels like what happened at night was just a terrifying dream. But Yai clears it up and tells him it was not a dream at all. Kitaro hesitates and says that it feels like he is just increasing her workload by being with her, and maybe he should not stay with her. But Yai tells him that because of him, she managed to capture many spirits last month, and like this, they keep chatting for a long time, after which Kitaro starts heading home, and Yai tells him to check his bag once, and when they open it, they see that the same spirit doll is sitting inside trying to escape, shocking Kitaro as he asks what it is doing in his bag. Yai pulls the doll out and warns it that if it tries to escape again, it will not end well for it. As soon as Kitaro leaves, he gets a call from his coaching center saying he now has to tutor another girl, and then we are shown that same girl whom Kitaro is going to teach. She comes running to meet him, but suddenly falls down, making him panic and ask what happened. After that, both of them sit in a cafe cafe where the girl keeps teasing Kitaro, calling him her king and asking if she is his cutest student. While Kitaro thinks he usually stays far away from such girls, but suddenly he notices a star-shaped mark in her eye that looks like some kind of lens and feels very strange. Then they introduce themselves and Kitaro tells her that his name is Kitaro and from today he is her tutor, and the girl says her name is Ai Kamio and that she loves sweets. Then they order ice cream and desserts, but Ai finishes her ice cream very quickly and keeps staring at Kitaro's dessert. So Kitaro tells her they should study, and if she answers his questions correctly, he will give her the dessert. Otherwise, he will eat it himself. But she answers all his questions wrong, and Kitaro ends up eating all the sweets one by one, thinking she is very weak in studies, and he will need to spend more time on her. She gets upset and demands more sweets loudly. And when a waitress comes, a glass of water spills on Ai, making her even angrier. Kitaro notices footprints on the water on the floor. Then Ai asks if he can really see ghosts and drive them away and begs for his help. Ai explains that since childhood she has been extremely unlucky and ghosts are drawn to her just like they are to Kitaro. She says ghosts do not possess her but do very bad things around her, and when she was coming to meet him she felt as if a ghost grabbed her leg and made her fall. She also tells him that she had an elder brother who died in an accident, and then says that the spirit Kitaro sensed around her might be her brother's soul protecting her from evil spirits, and that she always tries to stay happy so her brother's soul stays happy too. After hearing all this, Kitaro takes her to Yai, and Ai becomes very happy seeing her and cannot believe such a small girl can fight ghosts. But Yai uses her eyes and sees two spirits behind Ai. One is her brother and the other is something else. Then she uses her doll to capture the spirit wearing white clothes, impressing Ai greatly. As they leave, Yai tells Ai that if any spirit troubles her, she can contact her, and she plucks a strand of Ai's hair so she can protect her from ghosts. Later at night, while Kitaro is sleeping, he gets a call from Yai saying that the doll she captured is choking itself, meaning Ai's life is in danger, and both of them rush to save her. They reach Ai's apartment, and Kitaro says her room number is 301, but he wonders how she lives alone and how the apartment would be locked from inside, when Yai suddenly starts climbing a nearby pole, jumps straight to the apartment, breaks the window with a hammer, and enters inside. At that moment, something is choking Ai, and when she opens her eyes, she sees that the spirit is none other than her brother's, and the clock is about to strike 12. Yai also arrives there, but before she can act, the clock hits 12 and her brother's spirit slowly starts disappearing. Yai asks him why he did this, and he replies that he only wanted to protect his sister from her bad fate. The next morning, Ai cries badly, thinking that her own brother wanted to kill her, and Kitaro tells her that he did not sense any evil in her brother, and there must be a reason. Ai says she wants to know that reason, and then reveals that she is going to die in 4 years, shocking both of them. Ai explains that a god fell in love with her, and when she turns 20, he will take her soul, and when Kitaro looks at a nearby photo, he sees Ai, her brother, and another spirit. Yai checks too, but initially sees nothing. Then after focusing, she also sees that spirit. Then we see the same doll that held the white-clothed spirit completely destroyed as the spirit comes out and says that Ai is its property, and it will not give her to anyone. As the spirit is released, the star returns to Ai's eyes, and the spirit starts devouring other spirits, declaring that after 4 years, Ai will belong to it, and no one can stop it. Yai tells Kitaro that Ai is right because that spirit is truly a god, since it fought all the spirits in her room and defeated them easily, proving it is a god. Suddenly, the lights go out and Kitaro says other spirits have started gathering, so they need to do something. Yai explains that divine energy is leaking from Ai's eyes and attracting spirits. Kitaro asks Ai if she can see ghosts, and she replies she can only see her brother. Then Eiko arrives because Yai called her, and immediately starts scolding Kitaro, and forces him to call her his girlfriend in front of Ai, and Kitaro lowers his head and admits she is his girlfriend. Ai teases him, saying how someone like him managed to get such a cute girlfriend and calls him an idiot. Then they make an excuse to take Ai away because the place is no longer safe. Kitaro is already terrified and goes aside to pee, but suddenly he notices a very dangerous ghost in front of him, and his pants start getting wet from fear. Kitaro reacts as if he never saw the ghost at all, and quietly walks into the washroom, but the ghost follows him all the way to the washroom and tries to mess with his mind. Kitaro, who is already completely shaken, quietly comes back out of the washroom with only one thought running through his head, that Yai's doll was protecting him, otherwise his brain would have already been destroyed by now. After this, everyone starts running out of the apartment, and Yai also ends up seeing that ghost. Kitaro tells her that if her doll hadn't been protecting him, that ghost would have definitely torn apart the nerves in his brain. Now, all of them try to escape through the stairs, but the path is blocked, so they rush into the elevator, and the moment the elevator doors close, they all see the ghost standing right in front of them, leaving everyone completely stunned. When the elevator reaches the ground floor, the ghost is nowhere to be seen, and Kitaro thinks that it let them go so easily. But suddenly, the ghost appears behind them and attacks Ai. However, the ghost is protecting Ai, and then it turns to attack Kitaro, tightly grabbing his leg. Everyone tries desperately to pull Kitaro out, but the ghost keeps dragging him back into the elevator. Kitaro realizes that they won't be able to save him, so he forcefully frees his own hand, shocking both of them, who cry out asking why he did that. But at that exact moment, Yaoi jumps into the elevator and the doors shut, leaving Kotaro and Yaoi trapped inside while the other two are left outside. Ai feels terribly guilty, thinking that everything happening here is her fault. And then we are shown Ai's past, where her father tells her that ever since she came into their home, everything has gone wrong and she should leave, while her brother tries to support her but ends up dying in an accident as well. Thinking about all this, Ai breaks down crying, and Aiko tries to comfort her, telling her not to worry because Yaoi is with Kotaro. Then the scene shifts inside the elevator, where Kotaro is shocked to see that the elevator is going down to a basement, even though there is no basement in this building. In the next scene, the elevator stops in the basement, and when the doors open, there is a pitch-dark room in front of them, and suddenly the ghost appears before them. Yaoi and Kotaro wonder why the ghost didn't kill them earlier, and then they notice that the ghost has 4 brains in its hand, and in the next moment, 4 souls appear behind them as well. The main ghost orders its companions to bring the human forward, and as they do that, Kotaro suddenly sees a flashback of one of the ghosts, showing that when she was human, she was pushed out of an elevator the same way, and the main ghost ripped out her brain, killing her. Kotaro explains all of this to Yaoi, warning her that if they accidentally step out of the elevator, they will both be killed, and Yaoi says that instead of leaving the elevator, they need to pull the ghost inside it, but wonders how they will do that. Then Yaoi takes out one of her dolls, the same one that protects Yaoi, Kotaro, and Aiko, and this doll is incredibly powerful. Together, they form a plan and begin to execute it as Yaoi goes close to the ghost and deliberately irritates it, and when she gets the chance, she ties a rope around its leg and connects it to her doll. The elevator ghost starts pulling the main ghost, slowly dragging it into the elevator, and Yaoi tells it that this spirit is extremely angry because it hurt Kotaro, which terrifies the main ghost. In the next moment, the doll spirit begins devouring the main ghost, weakening it badly, and the elevator starts moving again as they head toward the 3rd floor. Kotaro asks why they are going to the 3rd floor, and Yaoi tells him she has a plan. The scene changes to them bringing the main ghost into Ai's apartment, where they tie it up while the other ghosts slowly eat it, and it screams endlessly as part of a long-lasting trap process that will continue for a long time, ensuring that other ghosts won't come near after hearing its screams. Yaoi explains that once its energy drops low enough, she will come back to capture it, and Kotaro listens carefully, amazed by how sharp Yaoi's mind is and how far ahead she thinks. Then they return to Aiko and Ai hugs Yaoi tightly the moment she sees her. They ask Ai to come with them, but she refuses, saying everything happened because of her and she can't come since their lives would be in danger. Hearing this, Kotaro remembers his own past and tells her that they have already captured the main ghost, so she shouldn't be scared because they are with her and will always stand by her. Hearing this, Ai finally agrees to go with them, and as they leave, she thinks about her brother and softly says that he doesn't need to worry about her anymore because she now has very good friends. She then tells Kotaro that he once said her brother attacked her for a reason, and she wants to find that reason and accept it. Talking like this, they reach home, but the moment they enter Yaoi's room, they find blood everywhere and all the dolls torn apart, leaving them completely frozen in shock. Suddenly, the god-type ghost appears behind them. Ai faints, and the ghost declares that whether they gather 1 ghost or 100, they can never defeat it and they are nothing but insects before it. Yaoi responds by saying that it thinks she only has this many ghosts, but she has many more stored elsewhere, and together they will easily defeat it, to which the ghost mocks her confidence, saying it will never happen. Yaoi fires back that even if it is a god with a lifespan of over 500 years, it is still trying to possess a 20-year-old girl, and they will never lose to such a god no matter how much power it uses. The ghost laughs, saying it will enjoy this greatly, while Kotaro, filled with rage, declares that no matter what, he will never let anything happen to his student. The ghost challenges him to prove it, and then the white ghost possesses Ai's face, saying that no matter what they do, it will take Ai away and they won't be able to stop it, as stars reappear in Ai's eyes and her face returns to normal. Kotaro is horrified and terrified by what he sees as Yaoi drags both of them out of the room, and when Kotaro asks why she did that, Yaoi explains that the god ghost has destabilized all the souls in her room, and if they start attacking each other, it could lead to a deadly incident. Inside the room, the souls fight each other violently, screaming loudly, terrifying Kotaro, but after some time everything goes quiet, and when they re-enter, Yaoi sees a doll standing there and says that a graduate spirit has just been born. At the same time, Kotaro's phone starts ringing, and Yaoi warns him not to pick it up or he could die instantly. Aiko arrives, her phone also ringing, and as Kotaro tries to stop her from answering, the door suddenly shuts and won't open no matter how hard he tries, making him panic as a voice urges them to pick up the phone. Just as Aiko is about to answer, Yaoi seals the doll, and the door opens instantly, allowing Kotaro to stop Aiko. Yaoi then explains that they now understand how strong this spirit is and why she called it a graduate spirit, explaining that a graduate spirit is one that has already become extremely powerful, and this one is exactly that. Kotaro slowly realizes that all the spirits destroyed in Yaoi's room gave birth to a terrifying new graduate spirit, and behind all of this is the god ghost that caused it. In the next scene, they return to Ai's apartment where Yai gives them tickets to place around the area, while the brain ghost is still there in terrible condition, screaming loudly. Yai explains that all the spirits will gather where the stickers are placed and later flee after hearing the brain ghost's screams. They return to Yai's room, full of blood, and begin cleaning it, after which Ai says she needs to go to her village for some work, so they drop her at the station and return to continue cleaning, becoming exhausted as Yai admits that the god ghost is truly dangerous, and she currently has no spirit capable of facing it. She adds that their original plan was to capture many spirits to build a powerful army to fight the ghost that has trapped her mother's soul, but she once had over 100 spirits, all of which are now destroyed, leaving only one that can save them, the graduate spirit. Kitaro asks how many spirits they need to build a strong army, and Yai calmly replies that she isn't afraid because she has already defeated an even more dangerous god spirit before, shocking Kitaro as she explains that it took 3 graduate spirits to defeat that one, but this god spirit is far stronger and will require at least 6 graduate spirits. She reveals that she currently has 3 graduate spirits, plus one that graduated just yesterday after forcing multiple Buddha statues to fight each other, creating an even stronger graduate spirit, meaning they now have 5 in total and only need 1 more. With that, Yai takes out her laptop and begins showing them all the places where such spirits can be found and their respective levels. Everything is already defined, but Kitaro notices that one place does not have a properly defined level and is marked as unknown. Yai tells them that this place could either be very easy or it could be an S-rank level, and first they will cover all areas of Tokyo, then move on to cover the whole of Japan, which will help them find extremely powerful spirits. Hearing all this makes Kitaro feel a little nervous, but after thinking for a moment, he agrees and says that they are all thinking the same way, though now they should focus on studying, which immediately makes Yai pout in disappointment, while Aiko has some work to do and leaves, after which the two of them start studying together. Yai then says she wants to go for a ride on his bicycle, and Kitaro takes her outside, feeling genuinely happy that Yai enjoys riding the bicycle with him. While cycling, Kitaro tells her that earlier he was truly scared about facing a god spirit, but now he has gained courage because no one is allowed to harm his friend or his student, and Yai responds by saying that before this she was trying to free her mother's soul all alone, but now that he has stood by her side, she thanks him and calls him a very good friend. As they keep cycling, evening slowly turns into night, and Kitaro's condition becomes much worse than before. Yai tells him that they are heading to a haunted place and that they could not bring Aiko along because her life would be in serious danger, as their soul-based security system has already broken down and Yai can no longer protect Aiko there. Hearing this makes cold sweat break out on Kitaro's body, and he feels that nothing good will happen today. Soon they arrive at the place, which turns out to be a deserted ruin, an S-rank ruin, and we are told that this place is a castle ranked S, where anyone who enters either becomes trapped forever or is cursed in a way that follows them for their entire life. Seeing this place terrifies Kitaro, but he remembers his past experiences where he fought many ghosts and won, so he convinces himself that they will defeat the ghosts here as well and escape safely. Gathering their courage, they move forward into deep darkness, where there is also a waterfall ahead, and Yai explains that according to her online research, no one has actually died here, and people only come to learn about its history. Hearing this, Kitaro finally breathes a sigh of relief, but Yai says the most dangerous thing here is the waterfall, so they should go there, and just as they turn around, they see an old woman standing behind them. Kitaro is terrified upon seeing her, but Yai politely tells the old woman that they want to see the waterfall and asks her to guide them, though Kitaro tries to stop her, but Yai hands him her phone and tells him to read what people have written about this place. Kitaro reads that people hear voices of soldiers and children here, see their spirits, and often feel as if they are being followed, sometimes all the way back to their homes, and that near the waterfall many spirits can be seen standing together, especially at night when an old woman appears, who is likely a spirit as well. After reading this, Kitaro realizes that the old woman walking ahead of them is not human but a spirit, and Yai calmly says that if the old woman is taking them to the waterfall, that is actually good for them. As they walk, the old woman tells them the story of the waterfall, explaining that long ago a war took place here, where enemies severed the heads of the local people, and in despair, many women slit their own throats and fell into the waterfall, turning its water red for 3 whole days. Hearing this story horrifies Kitaro, and he urges Yai to leave, but Yai tells him they came here to capture spirits and save the people they care about. She hands Kitaro a doll, and also a small finger doll that she wears herself, warning that spirits may attack them here. Suddenly, a hand reaches out from behind Kitaro, but when he turns around, it vanishes, and he tells Yai about it, to which she says he should inform her if he feels anything again. They continue following the old woman, and Kitaro takes Yai's hand, saying they should walk together, which she agrees to, but suddenly, another hand grabs Yai from behind, and it is not Kitaro at all. It is the old woman's ghost pretending to be him, leading Yai far away. Kitaro is shocked to realize that neither Yai nor the old woman is with him anymore, and hearing footsteps behind him terrifies him so much that he runs away. We then see Aiko Yoko, who has finished her work and tries to trace Kitaro's location, only to realize that the signal does not work properly inside the castle. Kitaro desperately searches for Yaoi but cannot find her anywhere, while Yaoi is with the fake Kitaro and asks why he is so calm today when he is usually scared in such situations. And in the next moment we see Yaoi lying on the ground with the old woman's ghost standing before her. Kitaro keeps running around looking for Yaoi, but she is nowhere to be found, when suddenly many ghosts surround him, one of them grabbing him and snatching away Yaoi's doll, while several women slit their throats and jump straight into the waterfall. Kitaro does the same and ends up underwater, where a spirit grabs his neck and keeps repeating that he must never forget, drilling it into his mind. When Kitaro regains consciousness, he sees a deep cut on his neck bleeding heavily, with Yaoi's doll lying beside him in terrible condition, making him think the doll has been badly torn apart, that he might have been cursed, and that today he might truly die. On his phone, he sees many hands pulling at his wound, terrifying him as he screams Yaoi's name and runs, suddenly spotting Yaoi ahead of him and chasing after her, only to fall into a ravine and see Yaoi's body hanging lifelessly. After falling down, Kitaro ends up right in front of the waterfall. Memories of all the moments he spent with Yaoi flooding his mind as countless spirits gather and merge into a terrifying spirit with its head floating in the air, telling him to never forget and that it will never let him forget, trapping him here forever even after death. Kitaro remembers Yaoi's warning that the spirits here can trap people, and he blames himself completely, believing his carelessness caused the curse and got Yaoi killed. But suddenly Yaoi's finger moves, proving she is still alive. The old woman's ghost tries to eat the finger doll, but Yaoi suddenly thrusts her finger into its eye, causing it intense pain and confusion over how Yaoi can move despite being under its control. In the next moment, the illusion completely breaks. Yaoi hears Kitaro screaming, regains full consciousness, and frightens the old woman's ghost, destroying the illusion in a single strike as it tries to grab her again. The ghost attempts to flee, but Yaoi lashes it fiercely and seals it inside a paper doll, finishing one job, and she realizes that the finger doll and Kitaro saved her life, as otherwise all the damage would have fallen on the doll itself. She then goes to find Kitaro, while on the other side Kitaro sits crying while holding Yaoi's fake corpse, which suddenly transforms into a ghost and grabs him, making him realize this is not the real Yaoi and that she must still be alive. The spirit pulls him upward with a rope tied to its body, and he sees countless skeletons hanging in the sky, victims from before, as the ghost tells him he will die the same way and be trapped forever. We then learn that both Kitaro and Yaoi are inside the ghost's stomach, and just as it starts pulling Kitaro upward, the real Yaoi appears and pierces the ghost straight through its mouth with her finger doll, forcing it to flee. Seeing Yaoi alive fills Kitaro with happiness, and he explains everything, saying the ghost first places a curse and then traps the person after death, that it did the same to him, and that it is incredibly strong, which is why no one knows about it, as no one who has seen it has survived. Yaoi looks at her trembling finger doll and understands that this ghost is truly powerful and that Kitaro is right, while Kitaro wonders how they will ever defeat such a terrifying spirit. And just then we see Yaoi begin to release her graduate spirit. Yaoi takes it out and prepares to use it like a very dangerous weapon, bound tightly with chains, and right after that she summons an extremely terrifying monk-type ghost that immediately starts chanting mantras the moment it appears. So Yaoi quickly gives Kitaro earphones so the chants do not reach his ears, and as the monk ghost keeps chanting, all the surrounding spirits begin getting sucked into it and everything around starts losing consciousness. And seeing all this, the castle ghost starts panicking badly. Then suddenly it cuts off the monk ghost's neck, but even then the chanting does not stop. The non-stop Abba Daba Jabba sounds continue, and the ghost desperately tries to stop the monk ghost, even breaking its jaw. But at that moment they see that the same mantras are coming out from everything lying unconscious around them, which makes the castle ghost completely furious, and it starts killing everything in sight. Yet one squirrel remains that is still under the monk's control and continues chanting, causing intense pain to the ghost, and soon all the surrounding spirits begin getting pulled into the castle ghost, making it writhe in agony until it finally runs away. Kitaro thinks it is running away from the monk ghost, but Yaoi tells him that is not the case at all, explaining that it is searching for everything that is still chanting the mantras, because if it destroys them all, it will be able to kill the monk ghost easily too. And the two of them follow it until they stop at a place where the castle ghost stands right in front of them, and Kitaro wonders why it didn't block its ears and whether it can't hear the chants. But then the ghost gives them a creepy smile and starts chanting the mantras itself, blood pouring heavily from its neck as it finally loses the battle. Yaoi walks up to it and tells it that it now has only two choices, either die or become her servant. And in the end, Yaoi traps the ghost inside her doll, but the next moment Kitaro also starts chanting the mantras unconsciously, and instantly Yaoi shoves her finger doll into his mouth and grabs his tongue to stop him from chanting, because otherwise he could die too. Then Yaoi explains that this monk ghost can knock any human unconscious in just 20 seconds, meaning they only have 20 seconds to seal it, or they will both pass out. So they rush to bind the monk ghost doll quickly with very little time left, and Kitaro has no idea how they can control it so fast while Yai struggles to restrain it and stop the chanting, and with seconds slipping away, they finally manage to lock the ghost and breathe in relief, knowing they would have died otherwise. In the next scene, they reach the waterfall, where Yai reaches into the water and pulls out a box, and inside it lies a severed hand, which completely shocks Kitaro as he wonders why a hand is here, and seeing this, the castle ghost appears again in anger, but Yai cuts the thread connecting it to them, calming it instantly, and it is revealed that the castle spirit was acting this way because of a curse, and now that the curse is broken, it is finally free. Yai explains to Kitaro that there were never many spirits in this place, only one spirit, the castle spirit, that had divided itself into many parts, and spirits can split into parts just like the god spirit that is also divided, and the castle spirit admits that Kitaro was right, saying it divided its soul to keep everyone's memories alive, after which Yai releases her paper spirit, which enters the castle spirit, and the old woman spirit finally flees from there. Yai realizes that the root of all the chaos was the severed hand, so they must bury it far away so no spirit ever gets cursed again, and once they do this, the castle spirit is completely freed, after which they bury the hand together and thank each other for helping one another. Then they walk out of the castle as night turns into day, and Yai holds Kitaro's hand and tells him that if he ever feels scared in the dark, he can remember her, and just then the castle spirit and the other spirits appear before them and hand them a white cloth, saying that if they ever need help, they can call them. When they return home, Aiko scolds them angrily for not taking her along, so Yai tries to calm her down by suggesting they go to another haunted place next time. And with that, this series episode 13 comes to the end. If you enjoy this series and wanted next arc episodes, so don't forget to like and subscribe.